Welcome officially to a video I've waited over 83 days to record, where I finally collect the final cells I need for the complete form of zygarde. As you can see here, my zygarde, I have 247 cells. I only need 3 more, which we're gonna collect all today and get our complete form of zygarde, which if you don't know, takes 250 cells. I also wanna explain how I was able to do this the fastest way possible, because I always see people complaining and saying cells are too hard to get, zygarde is so unattainable, and yes, it does take a lot of time, but it's really not that hard. So let's start with that. Okay, so the number one key to collecting zygarde cells is number 1, doing routes as fast as possible. So for this technique, I recommend a bike, a scooter, a longboard, a car preferably if you can, but I know not everybody has a car. Because to get cells, you don't really need to check the whole route. You only need to be checking at the end of the routes because that's generally when cells appear. So to do this strategy, hopefully you have a vehicle that can just transport you faster than your feet, because it'll save you a lot of time. And the second thing you're gonna need is going to be a bunch of routes kind of linked together. Let me explain. Okay, say your rural area has 3 different Pokestops. What you can do is you can nominate a route from one of those Pokestops to another, and then from that Pokestop to the third Pokestop, and the third Pokestop back to the first Pokestop. This allows you to quickly do a loop route where you do one route from one stop to another, to the other, to the other, allowing you to get 3 potential checks for zygarde cells. It saves you so much time as well because you don't have to be doing one route and then going to find another route because you're already at the start of the next route. Now, generally I recommend setting up, 5 to 6 of these routes that you can do in a big giant loop that will loop you all the way back to the start. I have about 6 to 7 routes I can do in a row in a car every single day, which it only ends up taking me about 15 minutes. Let me show you now as we collect our final cells. Okay, so I'm gonna put you guys down here so I can drive safely. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop on a stopwatch and let me show you here. So I'm at the start of this loop. I'm gonna go ahead and start the first route that I've set up here from one park to another. Then all you're simply gonna do is, obviously if you're in a car, drive safely. And this is a lot easier, by the way, if you're in a rural area. Doing this in the city is kind of annoying because it's kind of hard to find parking all the time, but I'm just in some backstreet neighborhoods. All I'm gonna do is just drive as fast as I can to the end of the route. I'm not gonna catch any Pokemon, do anything, because all I really care about is the end of the route, because that's generally where the cells will spawn, since Niantic is trying to promote you to do the whole thing. Do note, by the way, as you can see here, sometimes the blue line that indicates that you've traveled will kind of get glitched back. Let me see if I can show you. You're like here, and it's because you're going too fast, but it'll catch itself back up. Don't worry, you're still doing the route. You don't have to stop. Just sometimes you go too fast for the blue line. Okay, now and then once you get to about this far from the end of the route, you're just gonna wanna start driving like really slowly. If you're biking, bike slowly, about like 10 kilometers an hour. Because this is when the cells will spawn, and they'll only spawn if you're going under the egg hatching speed cap, which I believe is like 16 kilometers an hour or something, or 13 or something, but you just wanna go really, really slowly. And I will say, granted, sometimes you don't get a cell at all, and you need to know how to recognize that, which to recognize it, pretty much no cell appears. And yeah, so we didn't get a cell on this route, which is why we set up, 5 to 6, because sometimes you don't get them. Nonetheless, we'll go ahead and complete the route. Sometimes you can even X away from the route, it's a bit faster. And then you'll start the next route, which you see again, it's literally that Pokestop. I don't have to go anywhere. I'm already on another route getting it going. So now again, same thing. I'm just driving as fast as I can to the next end of the next route. Same thing as last time, I'm getting close to the end of the route, so I'm gonna start slowing down, and we're just gonna kind of bring it in at 10 kilometers an hour. This is why it's kind of hard to do this in a downtown area, because you can't really control. So I recommend setting up your routes in like rural towns. This is where rural people have an advantage in routes. And there you go, you see, a cell has just spawned in front of me. I'm gonna pull over real quick. We're gonna zoom in, and we're gonna go ahead and click the cell. Sometimes you can even get 2 or 3 cells and just have to do one route and it's done. But once it's done there, you can either finish the route, or sometimes I just quit the route because it's faster. And again, start the next one. Again, it's right at the exact same Pokestop, and we're going, the loop continues. So that's 2 routes complete, 1 cell down. And look, this is an example. You see the blue line is way behind, but when it just kind of catches itself back up. Now, while we're doing these routes, I will give a couple tips when setting up your routes, which is number 1, try to make them as short as possible. Reason being is there's no bonus for doing longer routes than doing shorter routes. So when you are nominating your routes to set them up, go ahead and make them as short as possible. If you want to learn, by the way, how to nominate roots, I'll link below video and up here. I made a full guide on how to make roots. They do take a little bit of time to get into the game. Niantic does kind of like accepts them in waves, but get them in as quick as possible because once this is set up, you don't have to touch it ever again and you can get your cells so easily. Here we are coming up at the end of route number 3. Okay, so the end of route number 3 for me is a little more complicated because it's kind of like the intersection of a busy street. So usually when I'm turning into this parking lot here, I just go slow, but it looks like it might be a dud. Yeah, no cell really there. Usually they show up within the first like 10 seconds. So let's go ahead and quit that. And we will start the next route. Again, this is the key. Just have it where it ends at one stop and a new route starts at that exact same Pokestop. I will say I've had days where I get, you know, all 3 cells on the first 3 routes, and then sometimes it's days where you only get them at the end of the last 2 routes. I've also set up a couple backup routes because there are some days where like your first 5-6 routes, you get 0 cells for some reason, so you need to go somewhere else to do them. But those days are few and far between. Usually you'll get your cells from your first couple routes. Okay, here we go. Coming to the end of route number 4, I believe it is. Just gonna go slowly, take your time. Sometimes they take a little bit to appear, and there you go. Another cell has appeared. Bang. Oh, and it actually said 2 zygarde cells were stuck into the zygarde cube. So yeah, sometimes you can get more than 1 cell from a single route. This is actually perfect as well because this is actually the end of our loop. Like we're back where we started, but that should officially put us over, 250 cells. There you go. That is enough cells to form change all the way into the complete form. Now I'm actually gonna be live streaming form changing zygarde. Don't worry, I'm gonna put the clip right in a second here for you guys to watch. So I won't be doing it right this second, but nonetheless, I hope this video helped you guys explain on how to do this strategy really quick. I forgot to turn off our timer, but look, it's been 14 minutes. If you have a car and you have 14 minutes a day and you can set this up, you can get zygarde complete form. It is not out of your reach. I do understand some people have kids and I can never relate to what it's like to have kids and I don't know, like a busy 9-to-5 job. My life is different than probably your life, but if you are able to set this up and you can spare a little bit of time every single day, it is possible for you. 2024 is the year for me to stop making excuses and take responsibility. And I did take responsibility and I spent the time and I got this Pokemon. Nonetheless, here is me form changing zygarde into the complete form and doing some battles with it, which shows why you want to do this. Please enjoy, like, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Here we go. 83 days later, zygarde form change into the 50% form first. Okay. Oh, so it's like similar to an evolution. There it is. 50% form of zygarde. It looks pretty cool. I've heard this thing is really small though. Let's actually bust it out on the map before we form change again. I heard this thing is super small. It's like shorter than me. Okay, nonetheless, that's not the form we care about because the form we care about is going to be the complete form. So let's go ahead and form change this all the way up into the complete form of zygarde. And here we go. The moment. Bro, this took so long to do. This took so long. Zygarde 50% form going ahead and evolving up into the 100% form. This is probably one of the hardest Pokemon to get in Pokemon Go right now. Oh my god, this thing looks insane. Bro, look at this thing. This thing is a beast. Oh, bro. Yo, this thing's huge too. Look at him on the map, bro. He's just towering over me. He's like twice my height. Okay, let's go ahead and actually use this thing now though. Okay, here we go. First couple battles with Zygarde in the complete form. And we're gonna use it in the Ultra League. Okay, we got a Roserade lead. Again, we're like super low ranking here. This is a fine lead. Yo, dude, those Dragon Tails are hitting hard. If this is Weather Ball, which I don't think they should be throwing Weather Ball, they should probably throw Leaf Storm. Yeah, they're gonna... Bro, I know that's resisted, but that's crazy. You'll be bullying low rank. Bro, all of these low rank players, are probably like, why did this trainer...
Bye, have a great time.
Okay, they're probably like, why is there a Zygarde on my stream on rank 8, bro? Here we go, rank 11. This trainer is not ready for what we got. Okay, so this is one of our bad leads, I think. But I think like Zygarde still kind of cooks here because it has Crunch. 4, 5. Okay, we'll go Crunch. I think we just stay in this. Like they can throw Dragon Claws, but I feel like we're just so tanky that this is not gonna hurt. Oh, and they get the debuff. Bro, are they farming up to Shadow Force? Hit me with the Shadow Force. Let's see how much it does. No, they're just building up a lot of energy. Okay. Keep the Zygarde. Okay, we can take like one more of those. I'm gonna throw a bad move timing here just to put a pressure. Oh, I could pivot now. We got a shield and switch. Okay, no, actually, I don't want to pivot because we want Skeledirge on this thing. Okay, Zygarde putting in work. I don't think they played that well at all because they had so much energy, but still. Oh, that doesn't even KO. Oh, they get to the move. Wait, they had to undercharge that, right? Or is this an underpowered Caesar? Wait, why did that not KO? That can't be right. You got to get out of there, bro. Oh, you got a Mewtwo in the back. Oh, good night. Good night. Crest definitely doesn't do great against Ghosts. GG's. To be honest, in Ultra League, I don't know if that's the best spot. In Master League, though, I don't know if it has much matchups. Nonetheless, guys, that is Zygarde 100% form in Pokemon Go. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, and we'll see y'all next one. Peace.